Hello again, everybody. I'm Josh Bean from AL.com. I'm joined by Jeff Sentell. We're here to talk about the second round of the Alabama high school football playoffs. Right now, we want to talk about some teams that might need to be on upset alert this week. Probably not going to be Hoover. Probably not going to be Clay Chalkville. Who you got? Who are teams that should really be on the lookout this week, Jeff?
Well, these are two teams that are in the Birmingham market in Central Alabama, and I'm going to go straight into the 6A bracket. And, you know, McAdory, you keep winning games. That's that just win baby philosophy. I think Urkel has more style points than the Yellow Jackets, but I'm worried. I really am worried about going to Oxford, because Oxford, they play big boy football in Oxford. They got a big Brown game. They've beaten Vestavia Hills. They've played a lot of really good 6A and 7A teams, and they've also played better competition.
Yeah.
You know, McAdory just keeps winning. They gave up a 280-yard back last week. They had 2 late scores in order to hold off Blunt.
Can they stop Tredarian Gamble at all?
We saw last week the Blunt running back had 289 yards, so Tredarian can go ahead and run for 312, and I think it's still going to be a really close game. I think McAdory's in a little bit of trouble this week with Oxford.
You've also mentioned the possibility. We're here at Gardendale. Gardendale play Homewood this week. 4-loss Gardendale against this Homewood team that's won 9 in a row. What do you think of that game?
You know, I look at teams, and the only way I can really break them down, Josh, is I look at how they played tough teams. It's like who you've played that's tough that makes you tougher. And I think Gardendale's played tougher teams than Homewood. Now, Homewood is the Cardiac Kids. They've won 9 in a row. I think every 5 minutes of practice for Homewood must be great, because every 5 minutes of everything of Homewood has been great this year. They've won 9 in a row, but it's here at Driver Stadium, and man, Gardendale can put up some points. If I'm Homewood, I'm a region champion, and I'm a little bit worried about coming to Gardendale.
I'll tell you a game that I'm really interested in this week is Fairhope playing Foley at home. These two teams opened region play against one another. I think that was the first game of the year. It was a 10-point game. Fairhope is the only undefeated team left in 7A, yet I think they should really be on alert this week. This Foley team, you get to this part of the season, you want to be able to run it, you want to be able to control the clock, you don't want to turn it over. Those are things that Foley's done really well this year. I think the deeper you get in the playoffs, those are important features to your team.
And I'm kind of hearing rumblings from around the state that maybe Fairhope's quarterback might not be at 100%. He may be limited a little bit, and I guess that makes the possibility of an upset even greater.
That's a big deal. Gray Jackson really makes them go. A dual threat guy who can throw it and run it. If he can't run it, it definitely hinders what Fairhope wants to do offensively. Another game I really like is down in the 1A bracket, undefeated Brantley against Linden. We talked about Linden a little bit last week. Didn't dodge anybody, played St. Paul's in the regular season, went to Dora the last week of the regular season and won. I think that they've really been galvanized by playing that tough schedule. They'll go on the road, play Brantley, a team that's undefeated, a team that we've seen make a deep playoff run the last couple of years.
Yeah, that's interesting, Josh. You know, one thing, another game that sticks out to me, it's not an upset alert or anything like that, but I'm going to give the AISA a little love here, and I'm really interested in the Bessemer Academy, Monroe Academy game. That's a semifinal, and it's a rematch of last year's state final.
Right.
I really think the winner of that game will win it all, because look at Bessemer's case. They've beaten both of the teams on the other side of the bracket. PJ Carrott, I mean, he's a 6'4" quarterback, threw 5 touchdown passes last week. I think Bessemer Academy has a good shot at winning that game.
Well, we'll see what happens this week, both on the AHSA and the AISA levels. So we appreciate you watching, and you can follow all of our coverage at AL.com/highschool.